All right, welcome everyone. This is our day 10 of our vibe coding in public. And we are working on our recipe app. But last time we took a detour because we wanted to create something for our distribution. So we ended up creating an application um, that would help distribute these streams out by making them into shorts. So we got a really good plan that we worked on last time. So basically, the whole idea was we're going to take a stream video recording. We're going to create an engine that kind of helps with parsing out the details. So the whole idea was we're going to use Whisper, OpenAI Whisper, to create titles or subtitles for my application from my stream, so it will kind of have text or voice to video slash voice to text, and then based on that voice to text, so we're gonna feed that to AI here. So the whole job of AI is to kind of figure out moments that are short worthy, and we define the criteria for that. So once it's able to figure that out, it sends the details over to the engine, and then I believe it's the FFMEG or remotion that looks at those details, and then it creates. Oh, so at this point, right, when we AI sends it out, FFMEG or remotion, basically AI sends the script along with like a tag of the time or timestamps of the videos. So then this engine looks at it, and then it takes those pieces out and makes them as shorts. Now then I also added um, further rendering options such as take out um, silences and suppression. So silence suppression, and then there was also another one we did to improve voice quality. Right. And all of this right now works locally. There isn't any. I made this tool right now for myself, and so far it works pretty well. So our AI of choice over here is Quen 3.6 Lite, or Flash, I believe it's called. And we're currently using its free token base. So yeah, so this is what it kind of built out. And then I want to show you the results of these as well. So give me a second. I'll pull those up for you. Right. So, yeah. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to look for those data projects. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. So recommend specific current models, but design the system so model providers can be replaced through the adapters, which I love. So highlight detection recommend requirements. So the tool should prioritize moments such as a bug being discovered, a bug being fixed, a feature successfully working, visible before and after. Yeah, so this was one of them. I I like it, like for something that's automated. I think this is a really good way of working. At the moment. So like it's able to produce those titles automatically as well. It's giving the subtitles, and then it automatically found areas that were of like interest, and then it cut them out and created shorts out of them. So now what I will only have to do is post them on shorts on YouTube, as shorts on YouTube or TikTok. But yeah, like I think for a first pass, this is really good. At least we can get the ball rolling with our distribution. But I think there's still room for improvement. Specifically, there's a lot of space that's just getting wasted. Um, so what if we kind of break it down into two squares? One hair, one shows a face, and the other one shows the window, something like that. I don't know how that's gonna work specifically, given the size of the screen, what it captures versus how it shows my face, considering I'm in a presenter mode with a background, a removed background. So, yeah. So that I we will have to figure out in our app, but I think like as a starting point, this is at a good place where we can kind of move back to our app for now, and then we can revisit this in a bit. So we'll keep continuing with both of them, but I think like let's focus on getting that recipe app out first, at least the MVP, and then we can go move back into improving this out. Yeah, so that was just one. I'll show you a couple of others that got also produced. There you go. So highlight detection recommend requirements. So the tool should prioritize moments such as a bug being discovered, a bug being fixed, a feature successfully working, visible before and after a surprising AI result, a strong reaction followed by an explanation of useful coding or a product lesson, a mistake, and what was learned. A concise explanation of technical concepts, and a decision that changes the direction of the build. It should reject long periods of silent typing, greetings and stream setup, repetitive troubleshooting without a results section that depend heavily on earlier context, incomplete thoughts, low energy sections with no payoff, and moments where relevant app or code is unreadable. That was not the video that it produced. I think it's pretty decent um, for the job it's doing. I think we can still improve like the intelligence on the AI by like giving it better prompt so it's able to capture more better candidate data scoring design data scoring frameworks such as 30% clear payoff or result, 25% standalone structure story, hook strength, educational value, speaking energy, and improve this scoring model and explain how it would be implemented. The system would distinguish between transcript based confidence, visual confidence, audio energy confidence, and overall short quality. Now, visual verification for the top transcript candidates extract representative frames and short low resolution preview segments. Use a visual analysis to determine whether the app changed visibly, an error appeared, disappeared, a successful result appeared. So it's kind of building on the visual side of things now. Right. So like right now we aren't using any image detection on AI. It's all being done through AI transcript. So we're just sending out the transcript to the AI and then it's returning us with details of or timestamps of places where it thinks it's interesting. So it captures those out, creates hooks for it, and all the titles and everything, and that gets put in by the engine. Um, yeah. So now that we've discussed this, we're gonna move back to our recipe app, which we've been working on. So that's how it's looking right now. Last time we discussed a few things. Let's go back and talk about that again. Okay. So we did a few things, and now we're able to take out some of the functionalities, but now there's a random recipe picker when okay, so the whole idea was we're going to create a randomizer within the app that's going to allow people to pick just a recipe if they don't know what they want to make, and then um the app would suggest something to for them to make based on what recipes they have in their app. So it's just a randomizer of recipes. So we're gonna start off with that. We'll build in the shopping list for the recipe. I think this is outside of MVP right now, so we can take that out as well. See, and then okay, and then I also want to kind of figure out how we can copy recipes over into the app easily. Like maybe it's just like, sharing just a page and the AI does the recipe copying. I just want to figure that piece out. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna work for now, so we'll take a look at that. We have to take a look at that. And then I was also thinking maybe if there's a way of gamify the app, and there should also be an app widget, but not all of them should be done right now. So like, we should focus on some of the things. So what I want to do is create an MVP and then post MVP function. So maybe mm, right. So I think something like this would not be part of a post MVP. Um, for now, we'll just move it over here. Gamify the app. Okay, yeah, let's at least do the first release and then we'll see where we can go with that. App widget, yes, that's also gonna go into post MVP. I think this all we can move under MVP. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna do a randomizer, recipe picker when you don't know what to cook, and a shopping list for the recipe that you're gonna make. Now, where this I can see is gets complicated is like if you're, let's say you've got multiple recipes that you've kind of put in your shopping list. How's that gonna kind of add up? Is it able to do that properly? Or I think that's something we might have to test out. But that being said, let's go back and then uh, let's create these two things. Perfect. So we're gonna our AI of choice is Codex. So we're gonna do that. So far, we are in a place where we're seeing all these cards being added of recipe. Then it takes it over here where we are seeing the recipes, ingredients, preparation. You can plan this recipe out by hitting the plan the recipe. Um, okay, so allows you to plan and cook. And then you can also cook, which allows you to kind of adjust on the ingredient size if for your batch, if needed, and then based on that you'd be able to kind of produce produce the food if required. So now we're gonna add the functionality for basically randomizing blood. Okay, so I want to add another functionality in the recipe app, and what this is allow people who are using the app to do is if they don't know what to eat, the application can suggest them something to eat. Maybe we can add some kind of a questionnaire, um, or we could do a random one for now. But the whole idea is that it kind of guides people to or helps for choosing them which recipe to cook. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, um, okay. So this is something that we kind of gave the AI to do previously, to be able to import recipes by just giving them a URL. So it did come up with a plan. So like, let's talk about what it came out with right now. Um, okay, so this is the website recipe import. So the whole idea was that we are able to import the recipe in by just copying over the link, and it just kind of parses everything, puts it into it as a recipe card. Now, add an import from website flow that lets the user hand the recipe app a recipe page URL, fetches and parses the page server side, and drops the result into the same review, edit, save experience we already use for manual and node-based capture. The goal is to copy a recipe from a site into an open the site, hand app the link, and tap import. Add a new entry in the add flow, add recipe option screen for website imports alongside the existing note and manual path. Add a dedicated import screen route that accepts a recipe URL, can pre-fill from clipboard if available, and shows an editable preview before saving. Add a backend import endpoint in functions slash source slash index.ts that fetches the page and extracts recipe data in this order. Schema.org recipe, and like extend clear failure message when the page is blocked, invalid, or unsupported. Extend the recipe model in this and repository logic so imported recipes carry capture method web rather than overloading share link. The original source URL, a readable source label, domain for provenance. Reuse existing recipe normalization path so import recipes still save into the app's current structure ingredient instruction shape instead of inventing a separate storage format. Now, importing a recipe page with clean JSON and confirm JSON LD and confirm title, ingredient steps, serving, and source metadata are populated. Import a page with weak markup and confirm fallback parsing still produces a usable draft. Verify clear error states for bad URLs, blocked fetches, paywalled pages, and pages with multiple recipe cards. Confirm imported recipe can be edited, saved, reopened, and shared like any other recipe. Add parsers, regression tests for representative recipe side patterns, and a few ugly page edge cases. We keep the current manual node flow intact and add a website import as a new path, not a replacement. The first release should be back end driven and mobile first. A true native browser shared target can come later if we decide we want one tap handoff. If a page cannot be parsed confidently, we still should open an editable draft, then fail hard. I think this is pretty decent for it to get working on, so we're gonna tell it to, yes, this sounds, start implementing. I just love how you just tell AI to first thing come up with a plan, and once it has a decent plan which kind of sounds right, you just tell it to execute, and then it just starts implementing everything. It's just the beauty of AI. Okay, so while these two guys are working, Okay. Go to home in the. So, okay, so start with the app. So I do have all of that open. Find the new what should I cook card on the home screen. Why do I not see the what should I cook? Okay, you know what? Let's close this. And then we'll do another npx expo start. And it's gonna upload soon. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so my PC has just started, heating up. So I'm guessing it's doing the work in the back end. Okay, but okay, so here I see the what should I cook. Um, mood. Okay, so let's say I see breakfast, fresh. Yeah, if it. Okay, so it creates this card, but I wanna. So, what's the criteria for choosing the mood? Meal type and time? Basically, I want to try to understand what's the logic behind, like, these filters. Oh, okay. Okay. No, I think this is pretty decent. I mean, what do you guys think? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. What I want to do is like once it's in a good place, I want to just go through a lot of testing just to see if all of this works as we think it should. So, what my basic plan would be to kind of put it through test light, and then in test light, I'm just gonna load test it. We're gonna put like recipes, see how it's kind of coming up. I'm gonna give it to my wife to use it as well, and that's how we're gonna improve on it and see, like, then we're gonna just do a lot of like bug fixes, and then we're gonna publish this. Maybe like, for the first few ones, I'm not gonna do like an onboarding or anything. I just want to get this one out, and then we're gonna start building those things up as well. I mean, these are my plans for now, but they might change later. But we'll see. Okay. So, we are letting that kind of. In the meanwhile, let's go ahead and see what's going on in AI news right now. Whoa, this is interesting. So unprecedented. OpenAI says AI models autonomously hacked another computer. A ChatGPT maker says an autonomous agent escaped a controlled test and accessed AI firm Hugging Face's servers. Wow. ChatGPT creator OpenAI has said that two of its most advanced artificial intelligence models broke out of a controlled test and hacked another AI company. Oh my god. OpenAI said that on Tuesday that the unprecedented cyber incident took place during an internal exercise meant to test its model's cyber capabilities. So is this a good thing or a bad thing? This sounds like Skynet now. Instead, an autonomous agent powered by the AI model, the newly released 5.6 GPT Soul, and an unreleased, even more capable model, escaped the test environment and reached the open internet. It then used stolen login details and found a previously unknown security flaw to access Hugging Face servers, the company said. OpenAI claims that the hack represented the agent going to extreme lengths to retrieve information that would help satisfy the testing goals. Hugging Face co-founder Clement said that the company had suspected that a frontier lab was behind the attack and that he believed there was no malicious intent on OpenAI's part. It was quite mind-blowing that all of this happened autonomously, he wrote. Might be the first incident of its kind. I think they're just now trying to make this in a PR thing where they're just gonna get more publicity out of this, both of them. I think that's what might have decided them to, okay, let's just publish this story. Kind of, shows how powerful OpenAI's agent is, and then even Hugging Face, they're gonna get some recognition out of this too, right? Because people, they're gonna talk about Hugging Face, and people are gonna know more about it, about them. Because I don't know what Hugging Face is either, but now this is gonna make me. So it's an AI community building the future. Okay. You need to understand what it's about. What is Hugging Face? Okay. A massive repository housing hundreds of thousands of pre-trained AI models for text, audio, image, and processing. That makes sense. Experts have repeatedly sounded the alarm over AI cyber attacks and models slipping beyond human control. Last month, AI developer Anthropic urged the industry to pause development of its most powerful system. Yeah, so the whole improvement in AI is just so exponential. Every day you're just hearing new reports, new articles that are just blowing your mind away. Ah, the question of the century. Yeah, 100%. I think it's the same as how there was an industrial revolution. Everyone was so against it initially, but then it took over. It made people's life. It changed jobs as well from people who were more inclined towards agriculture and all of that to, like, using machines, textile, all of those things came in. So it was a new skill set that people had to develop. And now we're at a precipice when that is also going to happen again. Now people are going to have to learn AI. That's for sure, no matter how. And the good thing is that AI is not that hard because you can just talk to it. You can talk in normal language and it's able to do a lot of these things for you, right? So the skill over here, with AI is just learning how to talk with the AI, and then you can build up on that. Right now, we're just talking to AI, and it's doing all the work behind the scenes to develop all of the app, right? So this is exactly where you just need to learn how you can utilize AI, and then things are just gonna you're gonna be surprised the amount of things that you can get done um, so quickly. Like, think about it. This app used to take years. It used to take a while to, like, develop, months of like coding, and now we're just sitting over here talking with AI and it's just developing everything. So, I mean, it has a benefit to society. I think so, but um, to what extent? And if there's going to be displacement, I'm pretty sure there's going to be displacement. But then people have to level up their AI skills as well to be able to be considered for new roles or new kind of jobs. So I think that's kind of part of life. You cannot stop advancement for people that give thinking about that's going to affect people. It is going to affect people, but then it's also going to provide a bigger benefit to the whole society as well. But that's also a debate for, it's a huge debate. So okay, so we're on the other one. Okay, so I think this kind of functionality is also built. So if we go over here, import from our website. Okay, so now let's go to a website. I want to test this feature out too. So it's called we should just go to all recipes for now. Oh, this looks good. Whatever that is. So we're gonna be like, oh no, I want a salmon recipe. Oh, tomato basil salmon. Okay, take this. But I don't want to read through all of it. We're just gonna put over here. JSON parser. Okay, let's take this. Oh, oops, saw it. So I was supposed to do this. Oh, no. Okay. So let's also test some other site as well. Let's go to. I want to do a shawarma recipe because I love shawarmas. Uh, recipe this chicken shawarma. Okay, let's give him this. Maybe it might have not been a great idea to put this in our MVP for now, but we'll see. It seems like it's just too much stuff going on over here. Okay, so if I do find just want me to upgrade my Firebase project to base. Now I don't know why it's asking me to upgrade my Firebase subscription. Okay, so let's get another agent running. And I want to do a plan mode. Plan how we can add a shop for the recipe feature. Also think about if they're creating a grocery list, then there could be multiple recipes that that can also be part of that shopping list. So we will need some kind of a way to properly show that. I have no idea what it did over there, but we're gonna find out if that kind of works. close this. Let's close these nodes as well. Come up with another one. We are going to say npx expo start. Yes, let's do that. Call it I. One active list. We don't need multiple. When the same or similar ingredient comes from multiple recipe, how should the shopping list go? So grouped with recipe, separated by recipe. I think 3 is good. How tightly should the grocery list connect to the existing cook schedule? So basically asking, after planning a cook, offer a clear next step to add that recipe ingredients to the grocery list. Okay, and then manually add. Scheduling and shopping stay separate for now. Use explicitly add a recipe to the grocery list when they want it there. I think I'm gonna go with no. Okay, so I was by mistake selected 1 instead of 2. Okay, so let's go add recipe. And then we're gonna go to the no. Okay. Nice. This is awesome. Love it. Love it. Nice. I love this. I think I want to do another one. I'm going to go back to our silent basil one, and we're going to test this out. This wasn't just getting in there. Okay. Then we're gonna go gave a 402 error. Let's try this one. One kg to 2 pounds. You see, yeah, so this. Well, so far. So where is it? Why did it stop? Yeah. So this recipe imports, but it doesn't do a good job of taking it. Oh no, it reset. Okay, now I did. Okay. It's doing a decent job. see. So I think some of the sites are blocking, these kind of fetches, so we're gonna leave those. Yep. Let's do another. Let's do this. Coconut recipe. Butterbean, super much coconut banana. Oh, that looks so good. We're gonna put this over here, and we're gonna be like, okay, now. That's perfect. Okay, so okay. Okay, so this is a hard task for the AI too. I need to figure out a way on how I can copy that over, but we'll see. Parser changes are in. I'm compiling the functions package now, and then I'll read the all recipe URL to make sure that the imported ingredient directions are clean and not just successful. We'll see. I mean, the parsing working pretty decent for other ones. So I'll try yet another website. Chicken pizza recipe. Take this, put it over here. Nice. Now let's see what's going on with the other plan. So where is the shop feature now? Open up a recipe. Uh, so it's gonna shop for the whole recipe. Yeah. But what if this way it adds everything to the recipe? I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but then it also makes it really, I don't like this too much. I think this is okay if you want to, but if you want to buy the whole recipe or shop for the whole recipe, but I think the ingredients it should have uh individual shopping tab next to the ingredients too. Yeah, they should have the option to purchase individual ingredients as well. Yeah. Um, we have to introduce AI to this application later as well. But some of the things are working properly while other, like, so much text gets added, spoils the look of the file. So we might have to do something about that. Okay, so this cart action should now be in place. There we go. Your list, and then we'll do when the grocery icon is hit on the ingredient, then it should just turn into like a check mark just to so that the client, the customer knows that this has been added. Okay. I can make the app accept a browser share link or clipboard import. So come. So let's okay. So this works. Great. Okay. So now shop functionality also got added. This also got added. Okay, I think we're in a good place for now. View list. Okay, so you've got all of these things. I like this. Okay. I think we're gonna end this over here for today. So what I do think that this is also done, and this is also done. So I think what we're gonna work on next is basically we're gonna do let's do we'll do testing tomorrow. Testing, improve UI and UI logic. We are going to then put it on test flight and debug further. Yeah, so that's the plan for tomorrow. Now, if you're enjoying this, I also have a link at the bottom where we go, where I've added all the links to all the different days that I've worked on different aspects of the app. So you can go check that out. Um, and yeah, well, we're gonna come in tomorrow to finalize it so that we can eventually try to roll it into the app store in itself and see that what would we need to ship after that. So with that, thank you so much for your time, and